Hearing demonic voices can be absolutely terrifying, so I hope you have your headphones ready to go for today. So in the realm of the eerie and unexplained, we sometimes stumble upon audio recordings that defy conventional explanation. One such spine-tingling instance unfolded during a 2016 live ghost hunting expedition captured by the YouTube channel Livescifi, and as the playback began, what unfolded was a perplexing revelation. A member of the team, Tim, while reviewing the recorded audio, noticed that they appeared to be communicating with a malevolent entity, possibly even the devil himself.
What?
Now, in a lot of cases, skeptics might be like, okay, no, faulty equipment, this could just be you picking up noises in an old house, which could be an easy, escape from the macabre. But this recording proves otherwise. And what added an even more hair-raising layer to this story was the presence of an unexpected character, Patches the dog. Animals are pretty susceptible to the unknown. So as the voice of the alleged devil resonated through the recording, Patches exhibited some very bizarre behavior.
Oh, sorry, Patch. Chill out.
The dog's erratic movements and strange reactions aligned perfectly with the moments when the sinister voice kind of emerged. And then the audio took a very dark and crazy turn. A chilling utterance emerged from the abyss of the recording, saying, "I am the devil." The words were clear, unsettling, and kind of thought-provoking. They kind of inject a profound sense of dread into the atmosphere.
Yeah, I am the devil.
The Livescifi folks found themselves in the midst of a haunting conundrum, and it's one that left them kind of stumped. This story kind of prompted a lot of questions. They're like, okay, was this a genuine communication with an otherworldly entity? Maybe it was the power of suggestion, maybe it was collective fear, maybe this was a hoax, but I don't think so. It seemed pretty legit to me. You let me know your theory in the comments. This next story of a demonic encounter kind of took a lot of folks to the limits of their understanding, and challenged their perception of reality. This unsettling episode unfolded in 1999, when an individual known as Mortis the Wizard accompanied a pastor to a house plagued by, demonic possession. The pastor, doubling as a demonologist, issued a very careful warning to Mortis before their fateful visit. Just brace yourself for what might happen here, okay? This one's quite bad. Are you ready? Mortis, though inexperienced in such matters, was like, I got this. I'm ready to go. Well, the recording that emerged from that ominous night is nothing short of chilling. In it, a malevolent presence, some sort of demon, roused directly in Mortis' face. The demon's words are laced with profanity and violent threats, and it's a lot of stuff that we can't say on the internet. But we do have a smidgen of the recording that we can play, so listen to it now.
It's about with other people. You can get off and do something decent.
See what I mean? So what sets this case apart is kind of how disturbing the auditory anomaly is. Amid the, plethora of sinister utterances, you also got a series of belching noises, which, yeah, those are kind of common with demons, but it doesn't make them any less gross. Astonishingly, Mortis claimed that these eerie sounds didn't require any specialized equipment for being heard. So there was no EVPs, no nothing. This demon was speaking plain as day. Well, it's time to chat about another terrifying place, the Sallie House. Built in the mid-1800s, commissioned by the Finney family and home to Dr. Charles Finney, who practiced medicine from the house, he used the bottom floor for his practice, and also used another bedroom as an office. Everybody else lived upstairs until they moved up because they need more space, and this place is haunted by the ghost of a girl who died there. According to the legend, a gal named Sallie was brought to the doctor's house by her mom for severe abdominal pain. So he's like, okay, let's give you some anesthesia and emergency surgery, because he's like, it's gonna be the appendix. Sadly, he started the procedure before the anesthesia kicked in, and as he continued doing surgery, Sallie was shrieking because she felt the pain. Turns out the procedure sadly ended up killing her, with her last memories of a man whom she believed was harming her. Though the house had long been known to be haunted, Sallie's haunting grew ominous in 1993 when the house was rented to a young couple. Their dog seemed to growl at nothing, especially near the upstairs, areas. Things began to take a violent turn though when fires broke out in the house. There was a series of sinister attacks on the husband. The operating area would get icy cold, and when the man entered, objects would visibly move towards him. He could feel scratches upon his chest or his abdomen. But the ghost never attacked the wife or descendants. Multiple former tenants have alleged paranormal activity here. It has been especially reported that male residents and visitors have been scratched until liquid poured from their skin, and Sallie's been dubbed the man-hating ghost. Also, I guess she likes running up and down the stairs leading to the second floor, because a lot of folks feel her presence there. The basement of the floor has a big smudge on the middle, where apparently once somebody put a pentagram there, used it for demonic rituals and sacrifices, and psychics have confirmed the presence presence of spirits dwelling in the home and have actually communicated with them. So there's been a lot of skeptics that have left as believers. Visits by paranormal investigators have provided audio, video, and photographic proof that there's something going on. That's how we have the audio today. Thank you, Livescifi, once again, because they called this place the scariest place they've ever been.
Who touched my leg?
Well, here's a location that really shouldn't shock anybody by being demonic. Aleister Crowley's house. I think he had a lot of them, but this was his property over in Scotland. And we do have some sort of hellscape footage, which we'll play now before I forget to mention it. Known formally as the Bullskin Hours. This was Aleister's home in 1899 to seclude himself and perform magic, from the Book of Sacred Magic of Abraham the Mage, which he discovered as a member of the British secret occult society, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. And it was during his time living here that he became famous for his magic, his occult practices, both around Scotland and around the world. Sometime during this period, Golden Dawn leader Samuel MacGregor Mathers invited him to Paris for advancement in the secret initiatory group, forcing Crowley to abandon the ritual. So allegedly, he left without dispelling the 12 kings and dukes of hell he had summoned. So a lot of locals blame the house's unlucky history on the evil spirits that were just left behind. Crowley himself, never one to admit a mistake, even conceded that the rituals he had performed at this home had gotten out of hand, because that's totally not terrifying at all. Many other strange tales follow the ownership of the home. In 1965, an army major took his own life, only for the housekeeper to discover him moments later. In the 1960s, this place became one of the sites to the Cadco affair, also known as the Great Sausage Scandal, a bizarre tale of how Dennis Lorraine and actor George Sanders managed to embezzle millions of pounds in government grants under the pretense of meeting a national shortage of pork products. There was also another dark celebrity owner, Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page. He didn't spend a lot of time here. He gifted it to somebody else, Malcolm Dent. Dent reported strange and unexplained creaks, groans, and various ghostly apparitions, and became kind of annoyed by all the fans who were like, "Ooh, this house is cool." Later, owners tried to dismiss any notions of hauntings or witchcraft, but tragedy continued to prove otherwise. In 2015, the residents of the house returned from a shopping trip to find it completely in flames. There was no injuries, because everything was empty when it ignited. Yeah, not gonna visit there. And here's another doozy, the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast in Massachusetts. And this is without a doubt the most famous haunted bed and breakfast in New England. It's known for doors opening and closing on their own, coupled with a mysterious floral scent that some say are signs of the Borden spirits. For those unfamiliar with the story, or the jump rope rhyme, police accused Borden of brutally killing her father and stepmother with a weapon in 1892, and she was acquitted of that later in the year. Fundamentally, the case was about whether or not somebody like Lizzie could have committed these brutal crimes. And in 1893, a jury of 12 men were like, nope, she couldn't, which produced a unanimous verdict of not guilty. No one else was charged in the death, and despite ostracism from other residents, Borden spent the remainder of her life in Fall River. She died around the age of 66. Now, some people claim to have heard noises of creaking, footsteps, unexplained laughter, and they've even seen ghostly faces appearing on a wall in the basement. In 2019, the folks from the YouTube channel Glam and Gore spent the night at the bed and breakfast, because they're like, let's see if we can make contact with some spirits. The team spent a fair amount of time seemingly talking to Lizzie's stepmother, Abby, aka the lady who had her head caved in. They asked Abby if John Morse, who was a family member and a guest of the Bordens, had killed her, and somebody said, yep, it was John, and the voice kind of sounded demonic. While we might not know who exactly the voice belonged to, it's still pretty shocking to hear. A lot of folks say this house is haunted by everybody. Abby, her husband, and a lot of other ghosties. Alrighty folks, that's it for today. I've been Alexa, your resident ooky spooky girly. See ya!